Have you ever had some sort of a sexual misencounter and you didn't know what to do, only to find out that it's actually a common and normal thing? Or, for example, if you're like me, did you also not know about how to act when buying a pack of condoms? Or if you're a girl like me, you were led to believe that you had to get married when you kiss someone, when you kiss a boy, because kissing will get you pregnant. Biology, right? Well, that got me thinking about the truth, right? So that also led to this video of 20 things I wish I knew about sex before actually having sex. Let's check it out here on Intimate with Shy. Hey fam, my name is Shai. Now, before we begin, as always, I do have to remind you that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a relationships expert, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or any of that sort, and I basically have zero professional background for what I'm going to be talking about today. And all I really do have here is Google for my data and my research for my personal insights. And of course, we do invite an open mind as you watch this video with mature topics. And finally, whew, please don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Easy Rock Manila. Okay? Alrighty. Now going back, we don't really have a formal sex education here in our country, and truth be told, I really do think that we should. Not to invite or entice the youth about sex, but really to just teach them to be prepared and responsible and aware of what could happen if they do decide to try it out. So just to be clear, this episode of Intimate with Shy is not sex ed, but just some random 20 Kalat compilation of things and thoughts that I wish I knew about sex before having the sex. Like number one, being curious about sex is not a bad thing, okay? It does not make you a slut or a sinner, in case you're a believer, and it's a normal thing that we should not be ashamed of nor shame people about, when they're young and curious. Number two, masturbation is normal and healthy, by the way, and I do have a full video about that here on our channel, Easy Rock Manila, so you could go check it out after this video, of course. Number three, you are not a slut if you enjoy sex, okay? Sex is about pleasure, and people, especially women, are stigmatized and shamed for putting pleasure before reproduction, for having a big number of sexual partners, for example. So, again, you are not a slut if you decide to enjoy sex. And of course, enjoying sex leads me to number four. There is a huge discrepancy of how important sex is and how much we actually know about it. So this is how important sex is, and this is how much we know about it. Kulang tayo sa insights, okay? Well, of course, now that you're older, you probably, I don't know, you're probably a god in bed by now, I don't know. But so much was in the dark back when you were younger, diba? So, sana yung kabataan ngayon, for example, will be that way. I don't know. And also, of course, if you do enjoy sex, number five, your number does not matter, okay? You could have had 15 sexual partners before this one and still be a boring partner. Or you could also have had just one before this one, but still deliver mind-blowing sex. So again, your number does not matter. Number six, it is not embarrassing to talk during sex, okay? Especially if you're trying to tell your partner what they need to do in order for you to have a more pleasurable experience, for example. Yeah, sex does not have to be quiet, and you should never feel embarrassed or weirded about telling your partner what you need them to do in order to get off. And on the flip side, never assume that just because they're not talking or saying anything or asking for something, that doesn't mean there isn't anything you could do. So again, communication, it's so important, guys. Number seven, there is nothing embarrassing in picking up, falling in line, and buying condoms or lube or toys. So please stop making fun of people who come over to the counter with a pack of condoms or even a sex toy or something of that sort just because they want to be protected and they also want to have extra fun in the bedroom. Because all those things, they're your friends. They make things happier and better for you. So again, don't be embarrassed, okay? And on the note of buying condoms, never rely on your partner to bring the condoms. Just bring your own. Because sometimes they might even just say na, yeah, may dala ako, pero wala pala. Diba? Which leads me to number 8. If you want them to wear protection and they don't, you can stop the sex, okay? Just because they booked a room or they spent for the date or they invested so much already, that does not mean that they can dictate how the sex will go, including wearing protection. Which leads me again to number 9. You can say no. You can say no even after you've already said yes, and you can change your mind. Oh my goodness, this is so important. I cannot tell you how many women I've talked to who told me that they only had sex with someone because they were either cornered in the situation or even already have said yes, but they felt like they couldn't change their mind from there. So yeah, to be clear, you can say no. And to the partners who always insist that nag-yes ka na kanina, ba't mo binabawi ngayon? Please be better than that, okay? Alrighty. Now, number 10, we're halfway through this list of, again, kalat thoughts that I just made up here. Number 10, it is okay to watch porn, but don't believe in everything that they do, okay? And don't expect to be able to do or receive what you see in porn. My goodness, the porn industry is setting too high an expectations, which leads me to number 11. Porn sex isn't real. Okay, let's just be clear with that. They don't wear condoms for aesthetic why can't I say that? Aesthetic purposes, yeah. They moan too loudly for the viewer's arousal, of course, and the first halves of the videos are not real life situations. So stop believing what you see in porn. Stop setting your sexual expectations based on porn. Okay? Number 12. Sex is also a pleasurable experience for women. It's not just our jobs to please guys or be used by guys, okay? Girls, please know your body because you will be empowered, you'll be more confident, and you will have a more pleasurable time when you communicate that to your partner. And you're not just a toy that is used for their pleasure. Number 13. If it hurts, then there's probably something wrong, okay? Please don't believe the whole, sometimes it hurts, pero ngayon lang yan, but you're gonna get used to it. Hindi po totoo yun. Again, if it hurts and it keeps on hurting, there is something wrong. You should stop. You should check it first before continuing. Number 14. And admittedly, I don't know a lot about these things too, but yes, an explanation about the different birth control options and how effective each one is. Of course, we do know about condoms and we have a general idea about pills, but not, for example, IUDs or even vasectomies for guys, you know? So there are a lot of ways to prevent unwanted pregnancies, pero hindi natin napag-uusapan eh. It's not openly spoken about and a lot of girls are embarrassed to ask about it. So sana nga naman, these conversations will be normalized. Number 15, getting an STD is not the end of the world. And also, by the way, it is not the devil's work and you will not go to hell in case you do believe, alright? Anyway, STIs, they're real, they're treatable, they are preventable, and use protection and don't let your partner pressure you into allowing him to not wear a condom. So again, please worry about yourself and your health, not a man's ego. Number 16, and this one is a good and important one. It is okay to be nervous during sex, no matter how many times you've done it, no matter how experienced you are, it is okay to be nervous once again. So please, let's stop shaming people who are, not really performing at the best of their abilities. It's alright. It's normal. And speaking of not being normal, number 17. It is not always going to be as romantic as the ones in the movies. Number 18. Normalize seeing your doctor. Gynecologist or urologist, whatever you need. I don't know, nahihiya kasi tayo to talk about our sexual organs and all that, but we really should try to, if we want to keep everything healthy down there. And speaking of keeping things healthy, number 19, always pee and clean after sex. Trust me, always pee and clean after sex. And to wrap things up, number 20, just to be clear, virginity is a social construct. Say it with me. Virginity is a social construct. And it has nothing to do with your self-worth, okay? And this goes for all genders, by the way. It is up to you to decide what your boundaries are and what is important to you. And no one else gets to make those decisions. Sex could be very complicated, right? It's complicated, it could be weird and awkward and sometimes frustrating, but it could also be fun. Especially, of course, if you know how to be responsible about it. And I'm sure it would have been less complicated, less weird, less awkward, and less frustrating if we were given the right information to begin with. Because again, this goes for all other topics. No information is going to be wrong information. And you know, at the end of the day, if it feels good, just do it. Just make sure that you are doing it safely, okay? Alrighty. For now, that is all the time we have, fam. But thanks again for watching. And of course, if you do have any other topics that you'd like for me to discuss for Intimate with Shai, you know, intimate stuff or follow-up questions about sex, love, dating, relationships, all those good stuff, again, let us know down in the comment section. Or you could also send me a private message on my Instagram account. It's at DJ Shai 963. And we may just talk about it in the next episode of Intimate with Shai. Remember, fam, safe sex means no regrets, and it only gets sensual if it's consensual. My name is Shai for Intimate with Shai, saying, I love you. Bye.